The most dangerous virus you'll ever encounter probably won't arrive on a plane, sneeze on you at the grocery store, or go viral on social media. It's already waiting, sitting in a dusty barn, a cluttered garage, a trail you hiked last summer. And the thing carrying it doesn't even know it's sick. Because it isn't. Hantavirus was formally identified in 1993, when a mysterious illness killed healthy young adults across the American Southwest almost overnight. Scientists traced it back to deer mice. The virus had been there the whole time, ancient, patient, with no particular agenda. It's actually named after the Handan River in Korea, where an earlier strain sickened thousands of soldiers during the Korean War. The virus predates germ theory. It predates microscopes. It was just waiting for us to notice. Here is the critical thing: the WHO wants you to understand: hantavirus does not spread human to human. At all. You cannot catch it from a cough, a handshake, or sitting next to someone on a bus. You catch it by breathing in microscopic particles of rodent urine, droppings, or saliva, typically when disturbing a nest or sweeping out a contaminated space. The delivery mechanism is essentially haunted dust. This is exactly why WHO specified this is not COVID, nor influenza. COVID hijacked human-to-human contact and spread as fast as conversation. Hantavirus doesn't need us to cooperate. It just needs one mouse in your shed and someone who decides to clean up. One is a wildfire that jumps from person to person. The other is a trap that's been sitting there, cocked, for years. Different threat geometry entirely. If you do inhale the virus, your body initially has no idea what hit it. Flu-like symptoms, fatigue, fever, muscle aches arrive first and look completely unremarkable. Then, in hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, the lungs begin filling with fluid. Some strains carry a mortality rate around 38%. The immune system, trying to be helpful, floods the house to put out a fire in the basement. Outbreaks don't happen randomly. They happen when rodent populations explode, usually after unusual rainfall triggers a food boom, then a population boom. More mice means more contaminated droppings, means more human contact. Climate disruption is quietly nudging these cycles. The virus isn't becoming more dangerous. The conditions that pull us into contact with it are simply becoming more frequent. Hantavirus isn't exotic. Different strains exist on every inhabited continent. In Europe, bank voles carry pumulavirus. In Asia, striped field mice. In the Americas, deer mice. Wherever rodents live, which is everywhere, some version of this story is already in place. The WHO outbreak is a headline. The underlying situation is geography. Prevention is less about vaccines, there isn't a widely available one, and more about behavior. Air out enclosed spaces before entering. Wet mop rather than sweep. Seal food storage. If you find a rodent nest, the CDC recommends gloves, respirator, and disinfectant before you touch anything. The virus is sensitive to bleach. For once, cleaning is the entire protocol. Every few years an outbreak prompts the same question: why didn't we hear about this before? We did. Hantavirus has been here longer than recorded human history. It doesn't spread exponentially, so it doesn't trend. But that is exactly the wrong reason to look away, because the viruses that don't need human networks to persist are the ones that don't need our attention to survive. They are patient in a way we are not. Strip it all down and what remains is this: hantavirus has been here longer than we've had words for it, it lives on every inhabited continent, it doesn't need us to help it travel, and the conditions that pull us into contact with it are becoming more frequent, not less. There is no mass vaccination campaign on the horizon. The entire protocol is a wet mop and a respirator. The virus isn't changing. We are the rainfall patterns, the rodent cycles, the moments someone decides to clean out a space that's been dark and undisturbed for too long. Not exponential spread. A trap, distributed everywhere, sprung by proximity. What strikes us is the irony sitting at the center of this story: a virus only earns our sustained attention if it spreads the way information does. Hantavirus doesn't go viral, so it doesn't trend. Decades of outbreaks, a 38% mortality rate in some strains, every inhabited continent, and it gets a week of headlines before the feed moves on. We're not sure that's entirely irrational. Attention is finite. But it does leave us with a question we can't quite put down. If the threats we take seriously are the ones that spread the way we do, what kind of danger are we systematically training ourselves to never see?